everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. And today I'll be talking about the Pisces full moon on the 30th of August. Now, before I begin my video, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone for watching my video, my content, liking, subscribing, commenting on my channel. So thank you very much for all your support. Now, I just wanted to, talk about this full moon. Now, in the month of August, we had a full moon on the 1st of August and Aquarius in the sign of Aquarius. So we have two full moons in the month of August. Now, this is quite interesting because full moons are time of culmination, ending. So there is a full moon right at the beginning and right at the end. So this can be used to really make changes, shift energies in our lives in, matters related to the Aquarius house on the 1st of August, and now on the 30th of August in the Pisces house. So wherever your Pisces sign sits in your chart, you can see some sort of shift in energy. And this shift in energy will only come as a result of the awareness that you create within your life. Now, what is a full moon? Full moon is a time of illumination. The moon is fully illuminated in the sky, and because the sun is opposite it. So the sun is in the sign of Virgo, opposing the full moon. So the moon is in Pisces and the sun is in Virgo, and there's light of the sun, the rays of the sun, is directly on the moon, and moon is illuminated. So that makes a full moon, sun and moon opposition. Now, there's a lot of emphasis on Virgo sign around that time. There is Mercury in Virgo, Mars in Virgo, and Sun in Virgo as well. Now, Mercury will be retrograde around that time. So that is going to impact this full moon experience as well. But just going back to the full moon energy, full moon is a time of completion, is a time of, realization to make the adjustments that we want to make in our life. Now, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. So it's the last sign of the zodiac. So it carries that energy as well, of culmination, of completion, of dissolution, of letting go, of not holding on to things that is not working for us. And we're doing all this for our own, mental health, for our own well-being. We're doing this in order to, heal, in order to become, better as a person, and also make our surrounding better. So the full moon is definitely a very, very emotional time, because moon is, fully illuminated. It's in full glory. It's you can see the energy of the moon. You can feel the energy of the moon, and the moon does affect our life on earth, because, it affects our body. So this is like totally a culmination of whatever energies we have been experiencing, especially in the last 6 months since the new moon in the sign of Pisces. So the energies are kind of culminating, is coming to an end. And especially if you have planets, personal planets near this full moon. Now, full moon occurs at about 7 degrees, 25 minutes Pisces. So if you have planets in the mutable sign, and the mutable signs are Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo. So if you have planets in these signs around this degree, so you'll feel the effect of this full moon a little bit more personally. Now, it is 7 degrees, 25 minutes Pisces, so you can take kind of a 5-6 degree orb on either side. So like from 2 to 3 degrees up till, say, 12, 13 degrees in a mutable sign. If you have personal planets, then you will see, you will feel the effect of this full moon. Now, also the angles. So if you have angles in mutable sign, then also you will feel this energy more strongly. Now, Pisces is this dreamy spiritual energy. It's about letting go. It's about compassion. It's about, past energies as well, subconscious patterns that we hold on to that restricts us. Also self-deceiving patterns, things that we know that is not good for us, but still we hold on to those energies. Now, Pisces is a sign of the other realm. It's kind of an otherworldly energy. It is associated with that dream state. It's associated with, spiritual realm. It's associated with unconscious, subconscious, and all that. So it's a very dreamy kind of energy, very spiritual. So here it's all about going within for inner reflection, looking at our inner structures, and kind of looking and kind of reflecting what is good for us and what's not good for us. So here definitely we may feel a bit more sensitive with this Pisces energy. Full moon is an emotional time and Pisces is an emotional sign. So it's a very emotional kind of energy. Now we may be led by emotions during this time as well. So whatever changes, shift that we want to bring around this time, that could be a little bit more based on how we feel than how we think. So feelings are definitely involved during this time. Now, Pisces is a very intuitive sign, so it's not much of logic involved during this time. It's more feelings-based, more intuition-based. How you feel about something is how you're going to bring the awareness and changes in your life around this time. So any blockages, any past patterns, any barriers, and these are, your own emotional blockages, your own, mental barriers, this is time to let them go, release them in order to make that shift. So Pisces full moons are definitely a good time to release in order to bring that shift. And this shift is not just within your physical reality, but also your emotional and mental reality. Now, this full moon will be conjunct Saturn in the sign of Pisces. So it's a very close conjunction. Now, Saturn moved in the sign of Pisces on the 7th of March 2023 and will be in the same sign, the sign of Pisces, for 2.5 years. But it's making a contact with this full moon. Now, what is Saturn? Saturn is the energy that we use to build reality. It's the structures in our life. It's the limitations that we put upon ourselves. Because what Saturn is asking us is to take responsibility, to be realistic, to be practical, to be logical, to be cautious. That's what Saturn wants. Now, Saturn, when combines with the full moon energy, this is about becoming aware of these emotional, barriers and blockages and limitations. So you're becoming emotionally aware of these limitations around this time. So it's a good energy. Now, obviously, conjunctions can go either way depending on how you use it, but it's a good energy. It gives you that practicality to make these shift. Now, it is an emotional, spiritual sign. Pisces is that, but because of the Saturn conjunction with this full moon, it gives a practical approach as well to the changes that you want to bring. So the emotional awareness is there, but it's also going to be a little bit more based on practicality. You're a bit more cautious around this time. So boundaries and barriers are definitely going to be more, you'll get a better understanding and things will be revealed, things will, bubble up to the surface, and you will have to make the changes. There's no escaping around this time because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So here, everything ends. So all your past baggage, emotional baggage, this is the time to release them and to reach out and, connect with, whatever you want to connect with in your life. Now, Pisces is a sign of isolation and solitude, retreating, taking a break, more sleep time, maybe, dream time, and really, rejuvenating and giving a break to your, physical self and also emotional, mental self. So here this is a good time to really take a break as well. And if that helps to create more awareness of your own, well-being, then it's a good idea to do that. But again, it's not about completely withdrawing from reality and practicality, because Saturn is involved here. Saturn is very much in the picture around this full moon. So Saturn does have a say during this full moon. Resting and rejuvenating is a great idea, but also, don't go in a state of isolation, completely withdrawing from the world. So that's definitely not what this full moon is about. So it's a good idea to not be too guarded around this time. Reach out, connect, and you will kind of be connecting with people a bit more, maybe spiritually, more emotionally as well during this time. So it's a good idea to open up and share your feelings. So whatever you're feeling, however you're feeling, this is a good time to share and not keep it to yourself. And once you share, you may come up with solution, you may come up with an outcome as well. So it's a good idea to, be a little bit more emotionally open, more emotionally aware, and invested in your own growth, in your own well-being, and really using this full moon to the best that you can, because this can really be good for assessing how you're feeling, what your emotional state is, and also how you can approach your goals and plans and wishes and whatever you have going forward. This is a good time to connect with them by releasing any old baggages and be on that path. And you will emotionally feel more motivated to achieve those results during this time. So definitely your mindset is more influenced by your environment, because moon is the environment. So you're definitely more emotionally aware of where you are. You're definitely cautious and more defensive with this energy of Saturn on the full moon, but still this is a time to really not be too guarded and really open up, share your feelings with others so that you can make the shift. Now, Mercury is going to be retrograde around this time in the sign of Virgo, which is the opposite sign of Pisces. So that's a very strong energy. When Mercury is retrograde, we are reflecting, we are thinking, we are rethinking what we are saying, our mindset, our thought process, and all that. So we are definitely, a little bit more focused on how we communicate and how we connect during this time. And of course, Venus is also retrograde. It's towards the end of its retrograde. It's more like just the tail end of your relationship and money matters, how you view them and how you want to approach them going forward. So this full moon is going to definitely be a little bit more focused on your emotional awareness and really making the shift, the practical, the practical shift that you want to make by creating more awareness about your own self and your surroundings going forward. So now I'm going to just go through all the 12 zodiac sign and discuss how this full moon in Pisces affects each of the 12 zodiac sign. So let's begin. Hello Aries, welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, the Pisces full moon is on the 30th of August, 2023, and it will be in your 12th house because that's your Pisces sign. Now, full moon is a time of culmination, ending, revelation, and realization. And 12th house is the house of your subconscious patterns, problems, issues. It's the suppressed emotions. It's the need to isolate in order to recover, heal, rejuvenate, and retreat. This is the house where you also reflect and go within yourself, as in your subconscious pattern, in order to deal with any issues that there might be. Now, when a full moon, which is all about culmination, revelation, awakening, occurs in your 12th house, this is a great time to heal any past pattern, anything that is that is confusing, that is chaotic, that you have not got a kind of a clearer picture of or understanding of how to deal with it. And this can come through therapy or engaging with people who can support and help you through healing. So all these subconscious pattern will bubble up to the surface because full moon is a time of illumination. So any subconscious issues or problems or anything that's holding you back, any unhealthy patterns, any toxic situations, people, place, or just your mindset as well, all this comes to the surface, and this full moon asks you to deal with it. Now, it is a Pisces full moon, and Pisces is a sign of spirituality, compassion. It's a sign of the unconscious realm, the dream state, beyond the physical reality. So here your dreams will also be very vivid. And just make sure you're not confusing the dreams with the reality, and you're not completely withdrawing from the physical reality of your life. So this is a good time to, really look within yourself, reflect, dig deeper, recharge, and also, be alone, spend some time in solitude, get more sleep, really recover both physically and spiritually during this time. So this is a good time to really, eliminate or understand, what's going on within your own subconscious. And full moon is definitely going to give you a kind of a clearer understanding of how to proceed. Now, this full moon is conjunct Saturn. Now, Saturn is also in the sign of Pisces, and the full moon conjuncts Saturn. So with this conjunction, now when Saturn conjuncts full moon,
here what happens is the boundaries or the limitations or the barriers that we have, and for you Aries, your subconscious boundaries, limitations and barriers, all this comes up to emotional awareness. So you become kind of emotionally aware of your own limitations. Now Saturn is a planetary energy that is cautious, practical, logical. So here in the 12th house with this full moon, which it can be a very emotional sensitive time, there can be self-delusion, self-deception, self-doubt as well. So all these comes to the surface and you have to deal with it. Now this can be in matters related to your everyday life, because sun is in the 6th house, in the opposite sign to Pisces, and in the sign of Virgo. So here your daily life, your habits, your work, your health matters. All these things can you can get an understanding of how to deal with them, or what can you do to eliminate or release any old patterns that you have been stuck in. So this is a really good time to really overcome any patterns, any limitations, and also to heal and really set yourself on the path of understanding yourself emotionally, spiritually, physically better, Aries. Thank you. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Taurus, for you, the Pisces full moon occurs in your 11th house. That's where your Pisces sign sits. So, with the 11th house, which is the house of friendship, social circle, your hopes and wishes, future plans, and all that. So, here the focus is a lot on friendship. Now, Pisces is a sign of spirituality, compassion, is a sign of kind of dissolution as well. So, with this full moon, which is all about culmination, revelation, endings, and Pisces carries that energy as well because it's the 12th sign of the zodiac, it's about endings. So, here there can be some sort of ending to a social situation, maybe a group association or a group project. Maybe you were involved in a project, together in a team or collaboration and all that. That could be coming to an end during this time, or you may come to understanding of how to proceed if something was stuck in terms of the energy in your project and you were not able to move forward. This full moon here can definitely bring something to can reveal something so that you understand how to move forward. Or this could just simply be an end to a friendship or a social situation, or a group association, something on that lines. Now you could be spending time with supportive friends as well. Now 11th house is the house of your tribe mentality. It's the house of like-minded people. So here full moon here can put a light on these matters as well. So you could be enjoying other people's company as well, more like-minded people, people you connect with, people you connect with, maybe on a spiritual level, on a more mental level, because 11th house is this higher mind kind of house. So, and with this Pisces, which is a spiritual sign, you could be connecting with supportive, compassionate group, something you understand and more relate to. So definitely this full moon can throw a light on that as well. Now it's not a material sign. Pisces is not a material sign. So here there's not much focus on material things, especially around this full moon. So you're less focused on material things. Now here, obviously, if you are releasing a group or a friends or a networking, a network circle, or walking away from a group and joining a new one, definitely all this is possible. But use this full moon energy to reflect on your position in a group. So what are you contributing, and what is your place in the tribe, in the collective, in the group. So this is good idea to do that, and also surround yourself with people who connect with you on the same soul level, and this will help you position yourself a bit better, and also to make you understand of your own position, where do you stand. So definitely it's a good idea to dive deeper into your own needs, desires, what you want in a group setting, and this full moon will definitely enlighten you to, understand, or make adjustments if, if you want to make any changes. Now, Saturn is conjunct this full moon in the 11th house. So here again, if you have any limitations, any barriers, with your 11th house matter, all this will come to an emotional awareness during this time. So you will understand how to move forward, or what to release or what to embrace with this Saturn energy. Now, Saturn is a very practical, very cautious kind of energy. So that aspect is definitely there with in the 11th house for you, Taurus. With this full moon, you will definitely come to realization and emotional awareness as well, regarding who to connect with and who not to connect with. Now, Sun is in the sign of Virgo in your 5th house, the opposite sign. So in Virgo season, obviously, you are definitely focused on your self-expression and your own creativity, your own passions. But this full moon definitely throws a light on your place in the crowd, Taurus. Thank you. Hello, Geminis. Welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Geminis, Pisces sign sits in your 10th house, which is the career and profession house. So here, Pisces sign, which is all about spirituality, compassion, it deals with the unconscious, it deals with your subconscious. Now here in the 10th house, which is a very material house, it's a house of performance, it's a house of your public image, your reputation, it's a house of your climbing up the career ladder, your accomplishments, your accolades, and all that. When a full moon occurs here, which is all about culmination, endings, revelation, realization, here you will come to some sort of realization, maybe even a spiritual realization as to your career path, your career direction. And here, definitely, full moon can bring a lot of attention on you, maybe for what you have done. And this can go either way. Maybe something you did in terms of getting noticed in a positive way, or on the flip side, it can also be a negative kind of, attention. So it can go either way, but definitely it will, something you do, your job or your performance will definitely bring some kind of light, or a limelight on you during this time. So you, whatever you do during this time is definitely getting noticed. Now, this is a good time also to reevaluate your career prospects, your career goals. What do you want to do? Whatever you line you're in, is it satisfying for you? Is it fulfilling? If not, do you want to change it? Or what do you want to do? Maybe you want to gain some skills in order to move forward. So this is the time to rethink the path you're on, Geminis, and evaluate your goals. And not just your goals, also your public image, your social status, all these, you're reevaluating, because if you are not happy or unfulfilled with your current situation, things can get stressful, because full moon is an emotional time, and in the sign of Pisces, it can really bring a lot of emotions and sensitivity around your career situation. So here your social status can also take a hit, and there can be frustrations with authority figure, your manager, bosses, decision makers, whoever you're involved with. So here definitely there can be an end to a job situation as well, because full moon is about endings, and Pisces is also the last sign of the zodiac. So here there can be that kind of energy being played out as well around this full moon. Now, this full moon conjuncts Saturn in the sign of Pisces in your 10th house. Now, when Saturn conjuncts the moon, the full moon, the boundaries and barriers that you have, mostly the subconscious one, in your career matters, all these comes up to emotional awareness. So you become emotionally aware of your limitations, or the limitation that you're putting on yourself where your career matters are concerned, where your goals are concerned. So this is a good time to reflect and really dig deep and rethink what you're getting into and where do you want to ultimately go. Now, the opposite sign to Pisces is Virgo, and that's where the sun is in your 4th house. So here again, the 4th house and 10th house dynamic comes to play, which is your home and career matters. So there's definitely a need to balance these out as well, because it is Virgo season and there's a lot of focus on home matters. But during this full moon, there's a special kind of focus on your career matters, and something will come to understanding, awareness, something will be revealed around your career matters that will help you make the shift in energy going forward, Geminis. Thank you. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Cancer, Pisces is your ninth sign, ninth house, and that's where the full moon occurs. Now, full moon is a time of culmination and, realization, revelation, and endings, and all that. And ninth house is a house of your belief system. It's a house of your ethics, your morals. It's a house of your need to explore, expand both physically, mentally, really, go beyond your mundane experience. That's what ninth house energy is. And Pisces is the sign of spirituality, compassion. So here you feel more connected with your spirituality, your faith, your belief system. So there may be some sort of realization about your belief system, how it affects you as a person, how your perception, your worldview, your ethics, your morals. How does your spirituality, your faith affects you? So here this full moon is going to bring some sort of understanding around your connection with your mind and your body and your spirit. So you as a person comes to realization about what path you're on and where you want to go. Now, ninth house is also the house of traveling and learning, higher learning, and this can be a study program, and or higher learning education maybe. It's also the house of writing and really putting your ideas and publishing and writing and all that. And obviously it's a house of traveling and connecting with people with different worldviews. So here this full moon again can bring you in a group or setting, or something can be revealed around your worldview and how you connect with other people. So it's good idea to keep yourself open to new ideas and really stretch your imagination during this time, because ninth house is a very expansive house. It's really about letting your mind roam free and explore and expand. So here you are really open to new experiences, connecting with new people, understanding their perception, their worldviews, their viewpoints. So it's a great time to make progress as well if you keep yourself open. And it's a good idea to really take stock of your current situation, your own mindset. Are you limiting yourself, or are you open to having more adventure or learning something new? This is a great time to really learn something new as well. And this doesn't have to be in a classroom kind of setup. It can just be you reading books, or talking to different people, from different walks of life. This can really help you open your eyes and get a better understanding of you as a person. Now, this full moon is conjunct Saturn in the sign of Pisces in your ninth house. Now, when Saturn conjuncts the full moon, here the boundaries and the barriers, your limitations, all come up to an emotional awareness. And this is in terms of your belief system, your perception, how you see things. So here, if there are any kind of limitations that you are imposing upon yourself in terms of keeping yourself close-minded, or not opening yourself up to new experiences or new opportunities, this is a good time to create that awareness, and this full moon will help you do that. Now, Saturn is a very cautious, practical kind of energy, so you may be a little bit cautious and taking things slowly, but whatever that might be, you still will have some kind of emotional understanding, awareness of which path to take. Now, the sun is in the third house in the sign of Virgo, which is the opposite sign to Pisces. Now, third house is a house of communication and connection and information sharing. So that's definitely on your mind during this Virgo season. But during the full moon, there's a special emphasis on keeping your mind open to the bigger picture and not be too logical, trusting your intuition and your instinct a bit more during this time, Cancer. Thank you. Hello, Leos. Welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Leos, Pisces full moon occurs in your eighth house. That's where your Pisces sign sits. Now, eighth house is a house of transformation. It's a house of shared values and shared resources. So here, when a full moon, which is all about culmination and ending and revelation and realization, occurs in the eighth house, something will transform during this time, and this transformation will be on a deeper level. So full moon is going to bring some kind of clarity, some awareness around your resources, around your value system, especially your value system uh, compared to other people's value system, or how the other people's values have effect on you. So this is what is going to come to realization, and this will help you transform whatever you want to transform on a deeper level, whether it's your mindset, your own values, maybe your money situation, your resources, your psychological self, whatever that might be, something will transform. And if there is any kind of crisis situation or difficult situation, this new moon will help you realize and how to restart your life, on a more positive note, on a more constructive note, following the crisis that you might face. Now, here, definitely it's important to, liberate yourself, connect with your inner guidance, your spirituality, your intuition, because eighth house is a psychic house. It's a scorpionic energy, and Pisces is a sign of spirituality and unconscious, the hidden realm. Both are very mysterious energy. So here, definitely the revelation that's coming through is definitely going to be a little bit more on subconscious level, and the patterns that you need to release are also subconscious patterns, unhealthy patterns that could be more not a physical one, but maybe your mindset, how you see things. So liberate yourself from unhealthy patterns, people, situation, and really trust yourself, and really trust yourself to have this physical and psychological transformation during this time, Leo. Now, eighth house is also the house of intimacy and security. So these are also in focus during this time. This is not just to do with material security, but also emotional security. There might be need of emotional validation a lot during this time. So definitely you're seeking deeper connections, Leos, during this time. And if there are any issues related to other people's money or social money, maybe debt, loan, there is an opportunity to understand these better in order to help you, improve your financial situation or settle an outstanding debt. So definitely money situation, you will get some kind of understanding, awareness around your financial situation that can help you release the old baggage and really set yourself on a more constructive, more positive path ahead. Now, this full moon is conjunct Saturn in the sign of Pisces in your eighth house. Now, Saturn here, when connecting with the moon, here the boundaries and barriers, mostly the subconscious ones, comes up to emotional awareness. So you understand what you need, and the awareness that is created, especially from a unconscious space to more a conscious space, helps you transform your life on a deeper level. So even though Saturn is a very cautious, logical, and practical energy, and can bring some sort of limitations and boundaries, this transformation can occur if you have better understanding of where you are going wrong, or what the crisis point is and how to overcome them. And this full moon is definitely going to give you that awareness during this time. Now, the sun is in the sign of Virgo in the second house, and this Virgo season, self-reliance, your own wealth, your own money situations definitely on the forefront in your mind, definitely. But during this full moon, the focus is a lot on how you're managing joint finances or social finance, or loans and debt and all that, and also wanting deeper connections, more meaningful connections, and wanting to transform your life on a deeper level, Leos. Thank you. Hello, Virgos. Welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Virgos, the Pisces is your opposite sign, so the full moon occurs in your seventh house. Now, seventh house is the house of relationship, partnership, social interactions. It's a house of business partnership and all. So when a full moon occurs here, you're evaluating or re-evaluating your partnership, your relationship, how you interact with people, how you connect with people. Now, full moon is a time of culmination and realization and endings. And Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so it has that energy as well. It's about dissolution and, endings as well. Now, Pisces is a spiritual sign, so here the approach to this realization and awareness can be a lot on more compassionate and spiritual level. Now, you're evaluating your relationship. This is both business and personal relationship. So, any kind of social interaction, any kind of one-to-one interaction, you know, you what you're looking here is which ones are working and which ones are not working, which one is good for you and which ones are not good for you. And you're getting the understanding to be able to walk away if something is not good for you, or connecting with people on a deeper level if it is good for you. So this is the balance that you need to find during this time, having the understanding to walk away from an unhealthy situation, but also to make a healthy situation more deeper. So definitely depth of connection in partnership is something you are definitely looking for during this time, because Pisces is a very spiritual, compassionate sign. So it's about connecting with partners more on a compassionate, more on a sensitive, more on an emotional level, more on intuitive level. Now, even with business partnership, things may culminate, may come to an end. Maybe a project is coming to an end. So as a result, a business partnership is also coming to an end. So here there can be a situation where you are jump starting a connection. Maybe suddenly something, comes in your life. Something suddenly comes to your awareness and you're starting a connection. So again, it can be either way. So here it's important to express your emotion to your partner, because full moon is about revealing. So you're revealing your emotions to your partner and really communicating what you want. The feelings can be very intense with this full moon. So it's very important to understand your own feelings, your own needs, your own desires, and also accommodate other people's feelings, needs, and desires during this time. And it's a good idea to negotiate as well, and come to a middle ground, because it is a seventh house energy after all. Now, this full moon is conjunct Saturn in the sign of Pisces. Now, when Saturn conjuncts full moon, boundaries and barriers comes up to emotional awareness. Now, here in the seventh house, matters related to relationship will come to an emotional awareness. So you'll have a kind of an emotional understanding of where you stand in terms of relationship. Now, Saturn is cautious energy. It's about boundaries, it's about limitations, it's about practicality, being logical and all that. So here definitely you're taking that approach where your partnership, relationship, and your interaction are concerned. Now, Sun is in the sign of Virgo in your first house. So definitely this is your season. The focus is on you, Virgo. So here you're finding a balance between yourself and, the relationships that you have in your life. So you're finding a balance. So you are definitely creating more awareness and reflecting on what your needs are, and also balancing them with other people's needs in your life during this time, Virgos. Thank you. Libras, welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Libras, Pisces is your sixth house. And so the full moon occurs in your sixth house. Now, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and it's about dissolution and endings and all that. And full moon carries the same energy. It's about culmination, ending, revelation, realization. So here, sixth house. So here, the full moon in sixth house is going to bring focus, the awareness to your sixth house matter, which is work and health matters, your daily routine and habits. So here there can be an end to a health habit, or any issues, health issues, or any work issues, or just, your routine, the way you organize your life. There can be an end to a pattern. Now, Pisces is a spiritual sign. It's a sign of healing, your mind, body, spirit, and all that. So here with the sixth house energy, you are trying to break a kind of a pattern that may be a subconscious, because Pisces has that subconscious, unconscious energy to it. So here something may come to realization, something is revealed, something comes to the surface, maybe something related to your health matters, something related to your work matters, your schedule, your pattern, daily pattern and all that. Something comes to a realization that helps you make that change, that shift in energy. So here, if you're trying to break a pattern, a habit, a bad habit, this is a great time to do that. And you will be able to do that because this full moon energy will give you that understanding. Now, if you want to introduce a new pattern, like a health regime or a diet plan or a work schedule, work pattern or something, it's a good time to do that. But just make sure you are planning it in advance. Don't make the changes on the full moon day, because full moon is a time of reevaluation and, like shifting the energy, becoming more aware to make changes. So if you're introducing a health program or something, or exercise or workout plan or diet plan, start like a week in advance or a couple of weeks before the full moon, so that on the full moon you have better understanding. And also you will be able to make changes if you think there something needs to change. You will be able to reevaluate better, or you could also get the outcome that you desire. So definitely it's a great time to change a habit or change the way you function on a daily basis. Now, sixth house is your work house as well, so it deals with your work environment, your working condition, your colleagues, and all that. So here there can be an opportunity to either change job or get a better working environment. Your work environment can improve, or you could be quitting a job if it's not satisfactory, or if it's unfulfilling. So here something related to work can shift as well. It could be maybe you're finishing a work project as well. So something related to work environment, or maybe a colleague is leaving, or maybe somebody is joining. Some kind of shift around your work matters can definitely happen as well. Now, you may kind of feel a bit bored with the mundane routine, just the mundane life as well around this time, Libra, and you want to make changes. So this full moon is a great time to do that as well, and you will be able to make positive change as well, and also will be able to stick to it long term. So do evaluate and really look into, make adjustments where you need to make changes, and bring some more order into your life so that you are less stressed going forward. If your life is more organized, your schedules and routines are more organized, life becomes much easier. Now, this full moon is conjunct Saturn in the 6,000 sign of Pisces. Now, when Saturn conjuncts the full moon, any boundaries or barriers that you have created, and this can be subconscious as well, comes up to emotional awareness. So here you get some kind of awareness, emotional awareness, into understanding your work and health matters, and that can help you make the changes. Now, the sun is in the 12th house in the sign of Virgo because it's Virgo season. So here the 12th house is where you're releasing old patterns, unhealthy patterns this during this season. So here there's a need to balance your 6th and 12th house, which is your physical well-being, with your mental well-being around this time. So it's a great time to shift energy, bring some changes in the way you function on a daily basis in order to bring the healing in your life, Libras. Thank you. Scorpios, welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Scorpios, Pisces is your 5th house, so that's where the full moon occurs during this time. Now, full moon is a time of culmination, revelation, realization, and endings. And Pisces, being the 12th sign of the zodiac, carries the same energy. It's an energy of dissolution, endings, and all that. So in the 5th house, which is the house of creativity, your children, it's a house of romance and love, and having a good time, having fun times. Here the focus is a lot on these matters, Scorpios. So there could be some kind of awareness, realization, or fulfillment regarding your 5th house energy, regarding matters related to 5th house. So there could be some kind of creative venture project coming to an end, or coming to a culmination, coming to a fulfillment. Maybe you're working on something that comes to completion during this time, or you could be getting a better understanding of how to proceed on a passion project, or if you are starting something new during this time, a startup project or a business, creative business and all that. So that can, something can come to understanding. Now, it's also a house of children and childbirth and pregnancy and romance and all that. So here some kind of, realization, awareness can come around these matters as well. Maybe something has completed, or something, has come to an awareness, something has come to a completion, or something that you have been doing, in the past, comes to fulfillment, comes to an outcome. You get an outcome out of it. Now here you will be definitely focused a lot on going out, having fun, really enjoying, recreational activities and all that, because there's a lot of enthusiasm, passionate and spontaneous energy in the fifth house. And full moon brings that energy. It's about, going out and having fun, being a little bit more lighthearted, and not be too much stressed during this time. So here there can be a tendency to go overboard as well, because work matters are definitely left on the back burner. You're not interested in work matters right now. So during this time, it's better not to commit to a big project, because your mind is not on work matters and other things. You're more focused on having fun and getting in touch with your passion, getting in touch with your creativity. You're leading more from your place of desire, place of what's in your heart. You're more heart focused during this time. So here, this is a great time to also let your inner child out and be more carefree, because fifth house has this energy of being more carefree, being more playful, really working with your inner child, really connecting with your inner child as well. So definitely it's a great time to be more passionate, more enthusiastic, and really spending more time having fun and connecting with your passions. Now this full moon can also deepen your connection with your children, or if you are waiting for any kind of outcome around children, that can come to a culmination as well during this time. Now, Scorpios, this full moon conjuncts Saturn. Now, Saturn, when it conjuncts with the full moon, it's all about boundaries and barriers that comes up to emotional awareness. So here, definitely any subconscious, limitations that you have around your passion, or being more connected with your heart center, all these comes up to emotional awareness. This is a great time to release any subconscious limitations as well, especially when connected to fifth house. So if you're not able to have fun, if you're not able to loosen up, or be more connecting with your playful side, this full moon is definitely going to bring some sort of shift. Now Sun is in the sign of Virgo in your 11th house, which is the house of group association and group projects. So here the focus is a little bit more on balancing your own passions and connecting with your place in the crowd during this time. Now it's a good idea to really understand what makes you tick, what brings fulfillment to you, what satisfies you, and not much be concerned or overly concerned with your place in the greater scheme of things. So here definitely the focus will be a little bit more on your own passions, on your creation, and what makes you fulfilled and happy, Scorpios. Thank you. Sagittarius, welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Sagittarius, Pisces is your fourth house, and that's where the full moon occurs. Now, fourth house is the house of home and family matters, and a full moon is about culmination. It's about endings. It's about realization, revelation, creating awareness in order to bring the shift. So here there can be some sort of, revelation or realization or completion around your home and family matters. So if you are dealing with any kind of family situation, or maybe a family dispute or a project around the house, that can come to an end during this time. Now you have the desire to find balance during this time, especially in terms of the time you spend on different matters, and especially this is more to do with your things that fulfill you, that brings you inner contentment compared to external validation. So you're definitely connecting more with your own emotional foundation, your own sense of security, your own sense of stability, your own emotional fulfillment during this time. So this full moon is definitely going to bring that shift. Now Pisces is a sign of spirituality and compassion. So here definitely you're connecting a little bit more on emotional and spiritual level as well, because full moon is a very emotional time, because moon is fully illuminated, it's in its full glory. So here the awareness can be a bit more on subconscious level and emotional as well. So if there are any matters related to family members, people you live with, your home environment, your home conditions, your domestic situation, and all that. Or there will be some kind of shift definitely that will help you understand better and, end any kind of conflict or any kind of unhealthy situation during this time. So if you feel overwhelmed, Sagittarius, around this time, and you want to detach and have your own time, spend time alone, make sure you do that, because that will help you balance yourself, and then you will be better off connecting with people once you're in a better state of mind. You can understand other people's your needs, you can communicate all that, and you'll be in a better place. So taking a break from home matters, family situations, getting away for a while is a good idea in order to get a better understanding, more awareness about your own thought process. So definitely things that may happen around this time around your home matters may feel a bit fated as well, because fourth house is a very karmic house. So matters can feel fated, destined during this time. Now, Saturn is conjunct this full moon. Now, when Saturn conjuncts full moon in your fourth house, any boundaries or barriers, especially the subconscious ones, comes up to emotional awareness. So, if there are any barriers or limitations in your home matter, Sagittarius, all this is going to come to an emotional awareness. You will have better understanding of how to proceed, how to make changes, and how to shift the energy. Now, Sun is in the sign of Virgo, which is your 10th house. So here you are definitely, trying to balance your work matters and your family matters, your home matters during this time. So just be mindful not to neglect one for the other, and balance your time, with how much you spend on home matters, as well as, your external life, your work life, and all that, Sagittarius. Thank you. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Capricorn, Pisces is your third house, so that's where the full moon occurs during this time. Now, third house is a house of communication and connection, and full moon is a time of culmination, completion, realization, revelation, reevaluation, and all that. So here there can be some sort of understanding or realization or revelation regarding the way you communicate and connect. Now, here the third house also deals with your outlook, your mindset, your thinking process. So, this full moon is definitely going to throw light on all those matters. So, definitely something will come to awareness, or something can come to surface, or something is revealed during this time that you will have some sort of shift in your mindset. Now, third house is also a house of your immediate environment, your community, short trips, just your close network and all that. Now, if there are any disputes around your, now if there are any, now if there are any dispute in your close connections with siblings or with community members, neighbors, or just people you kind of deal on a daily basis, there can be an end to those disputes as well during this time, or you could just be reconnecting with them, or elevating the connection, elevating the relationship during this time, because the full moon is a time of illumination. So things are revealed during this time that you will have a better understanding of shifting the energy and, moving forward with it. So here, if you're dealing with community matters or community members, things can change, can shift during this time. So make changes to improve your close environment as well during this time, your surrounding area, or just the way you interact with people, or just your physical environment as well. Now, third house is the house of communication. So with this full moon, which is a very emotional kind of time, there can be hard time getting your point across, or understanding others, or maybe people are not able to understand you, or you're not able to understand others, or just the way you communicate is, there's some sort of confusion around that, because it is a Pisces full moon, and Pisces has that nebulous energy. It's a bit vague, it's a bit clouded, so your judgment can be clouded as well during this time. So it's very important to really look deeply in your within yourself, reflect, and really look into your own thinking, your thought process. What do you want? How do you want to communicate? How you want to connect? There can also be communication overload during this time that can overwhelm you, or you can feel exhausted as well during this time, Capricorn. So just be mindful of, taking a thing at a time and prioritizing what you want to do and focusing on what is more important during this time. Your feelings and words are all tied up during this time. So how you feel is how you communicate during this time. So just be mindful of, letting others know your feelings during this time, and communicating a little bit more clearly and really from a heart space during this time, Capricorn. Now this full moon is conjunct Saturn in the sign of Pisces. Now when Saturn connects with full moon, any boundaries or barriers, especially the subconscious ones, they come up to emotional awareness. So here in third house matter, which is your mindset, your communication, your ideas, your plans, and all that, you get an emotional understanding of how to deal with them. Now Saturn is about limitations and restriction as well, so there can be some sort of limitations and restriction also in the way you communicate and connect with people. So this full moon is definitely going to give you a sort of an understanding, awareness. Something will be revealed, something will come to the surface that will help you make the shift, the positive shift that you want to make. Now the sun is in the ninth house in the sign of Virgo. Ninth house is a house of intuition, belief system, your the bigger picture. It's a bigger picture house. Third house is a more logical house. So here you're finding a balance between your logical side and your intuitive side. So you are trusting your instinct during this time, but with this full moon energy on the 30th of August, you are looking at the practical side of things as well. You are making decision a little bit based more on logic as well during this time, Capricorn. Thank you. Aquarius, welcome to your Pisces full moon reading. Now, Aquarius, Pisces is your second house, so the full moon occurs in your second house. Now, second house is the house of finances, personal finance, your possessions, your assets, your value system, your sense of security and stability. So here a full moon, which is about culmination, revelation, realization, fulfillment, occurs in your second house. This can affect your finances, Aquarius. So it's a good time to finish paying off something. Also, if you need to pay off something, if you're paying for a purchase or something, this is a good time to pay things off. There can also be changes in earnings as well, or you could be just finishing a financial plan or financial project during this time, or you could just get a better understanding of your finances, how to save, what to invest. So here definitely there's a need to keep an eye on your spendings. Don't overspend, don't overindulge. Have a savings plan, have a financial plan, have a budget, and just don't overspend, just because you feel the need to buy something or you want to indulge yourself something, especially if you don't have the money to do that. So it's very important to keep an eye on your money matters. Also, the second house is a house of your values, your sense of self-worth. So you're evaluating your own worth as well during this time. Your material value, your intrinsic value during this time. You want things clearly defined during this time in terms of what you own and what you don't own. What is your earning capacity and how you can make more money, or where you're losing money or how you're gaining money. All that you want it all clearly defined. You want to evaluate all these. So that's what you're doing during this time. So your needs are more important during this time, because you are seeking this security, you're seeking this stability. So stay more focused on what you need during this time to feel more secure, safe, and stable. And this full moon is definitely going to give you that understanding. Now, this full moon conjuncts Saturn in the sign of Pisces. So when Saturn conjuncts full moon, any boundaries or limitations or barriers comes up to emotional awareness. Now, all this happens in your second house, which is house of your finances and your value system. So any limitations or subconscious limitation, your own created limitations and boundaries around your second house matter will come up to an understanding, an emotional understanding as well. So you will get a better understanding of how to make the shift, bring a change in energy, in your second house matter. Maybe you can reevaluate your finances, how to make more money, have multiple streams of income and all that. So all these, definitely you will understand better. Now Saturn has the energy of limitations, restrictions, more practical, more logical. It takes more practical and logical approach. So you're applying this approach to your second house matter. And with this full moon, you'll get an understanding, emotional understanding to take things more seriously where your finances are concerned, Aquarius. Now, Sun is in the 8th house in the sign of Virgo, which is the house of shared finances and shared resources. So here you're finding a balance between your second house and your 8th house energy. So this is your money matters, your own self-earned money, and the money that you receive from others or the other people's contribution in your life. So you're finding a balance with both aspects during this time. So definitely it's a great time to evaluate your own sense of worth, your own value, what you own, what other people own in your life, what other people bring in your life. So all these matters will definitely come to understanding, and you will be able to make the shift that you desire going forward, Aquarius. Pisces. For you, the full moon in Pisces occurs in your house, in your sign. So it's your first house that's illuminated during this time. So the focus is a lot on you, Pisces, during this full moon. Now, first house is a house of yourself, your self identity, your life path, how you project yourself, how you present yourself, your overall health, your mannerism, your behavior, your just general outlook in life. So with this full moon, which is about culmination and completion, realization and revelation in your first house, can be a very emotional time. You can feel emotions very strongly during this time. And with this full moon, you're also evaluating your life, your priorities, your direction, the way you present yourself, your mannerism, and all that. So it's kind of a whole life review during this time. And you're focusing on yourself. The focus is a lot on you during this time, your own self, your body image, your physical self, your spiritual self, your emotional self, psychological self. Focus is a lot on you. So do understand your needs, your desires during this time, and balance it with other people, because Sun is in the sign of Virgo, the opposite sign. So that's the house of other people, your relationship. So here you're trying to find some harmony within your own needs and with those of others. You're trying to blend both. So full moon time is definitely focused on you. So something about yourself will be revealed or will come to your awareness that will help you blend your needs with others. So here there can be a desire to get more attention from others. Maybe you want to connect with people on a more deeper level, or you want the respect of others during this time, or you want to influence others during this time. So your emotional state is definitely very much in focus during this time. You feel everything very strongly. Now it's a great time to finish any projects that you may have started in the past as well, because first house energy with the full moon, there is kind of overall life review. So again, if there are any projects on the back burner, it's a good idea to bring them forward, bring them to the surface and finish those projects. Now this full moon conjuncts Saturn in the sign of Pisces in your first house. So any boundaries or barriers or any limitations will come up to emotional awareness during this time. You will have better understanding, better emotional understanding of how to, and how you see yourself. You'll have better emotional understanding how you see yourself, where you're going, how you perceive yourself, your emotions, your physicality, your psychology, all that. So focus is definitely on yourself during this time, your life priorities, your, desires, your direction in life and all that. So definitely it's a good time to, find a balance within yourself and develop a positive relationship with yourself by creating more awareness of your own feelings and emotions during this time, Pisces. Thank you.